Hey guys, and welcome back to another tutorial video. So in this one, I'm going to be showing you how to do animations through animation blueprints and blend spaces. And we're also going to be covering state machines, and I'm going to be doing inputs and stuff too. I think I've done those in other videos though. So, I mean, you can just continue watching this, or you can go watch one of my other videos. I highly recommend going and watching my other videos. And please make sure to like and subscribe to keep this channel running and to help it grow. So, and if you have any comments or anything that, like, for future things or tutorial, like any ideas for stuff or questions or anything like that, please comment them down below, and I'm usually pretty good at responding to them. I've only had a couple comments though because it's a smaller channel. So first off, so I've just went ahead and I just imported one from Mixamo, which is just a free, as long as you have an Adobe account, which you can create one for free if you don't have one, and you can create it straight through Mixamo. But you can also go into Adobe Fuse and bring these in. I've just organized them. Normally when you come in, you'll have like a bunch of textures and all of them randomly. I put them all into different folders. So I don't know if I've done this yet, but when you first put them in, you're gonna notice, no, I haven't done them. Okay, so you're gonna notice that when you first bring it out, you'll see that, you see how the face is kind of all mixed up and it's all weird and stuff. So how you fix that is, I'm just gonna bring that out, and then you just want to open up all the materials. So I'm just gonna go in here, and then I already have body map. Okay, bottom, hair, shoes, and then top. And then what you want to do is, it's probably going to take a minute because it's the first time I've done it, but you just want to go down here, translucent, which makes it kind of like transparent and stuff. You just want to turn it to the opaque, or I always just call it opaque, but it's definitely not that. So just click apply, and it will take a minute because it's also compiling shaders down here. But once it just decides to finish, yeah, okay, so it's just doing its loading, and it will be faster on the rest of them. It's just the first one takes a while because it's the first time you've done it. I mean, if you've done it on the same level with different materials, it will be faster too, but this level is a new one, so I also don't have the fastest computer, so if you have a faster computer, it's probably going to go faster. And I'm looking to upgrade my computer. Money cost a lot of money. Okay, so once it decides to load, I will probably no, never mind, I won't. Can I go to different? No, I can't. Once this decides to load, once it loads. So over here with physical materials and stuff, like with material things, I'll go into depth on materials in a different episode, but which will be probably in the near future, because I need ideas and stuff for new stuff, and as ideas come. So materials, like the base color is kind of like the main color, but the metallic kind of makes it like shiny, like kind of like a metal-y type thing. And then same with specular is more like a shiny type thing. It makes it more shiny. Normal is kind of like it's not like a color, but it's more like the texture type thing of it. And then it's blocking or no, opacity, or opacity. That one, really, I'm not 100% sure. I know that you really want to do it in most of them, but I'm not 100% sure on what it is. I've never really looked into that. I'll look into it for the material episode. I will make sure to cover that. But, man, that's taking a while. So, textures, you usually only use the RGB thing, but you also have red, green, blue for RGB, and then the alpha blend. And then you have RGB and then alpha, so that's the RGBs and stuff like that. Pixel depth is for pixel color. Okay, there we go, finally. Okay, so then you just want to, I usually just open them all up and then go through and start doing them. And it should go faster now. So, apply. See, that went up faster. And it's also compiling shaders still. Like I said, my computer's not the fastest. You're probably going to have a faster computer than mine. Okay, there we go. So, hair matte now. Opaque, or it's like opaque. If you know how to pronounce it, actually you can't comment that down below. Never mind. If you know how, please, don't mind my mispronunciation, because most of these things I'm probably gonna mispronounce. I am not that good with that stuff. I know how to do a lot of stuff in Unreal, just I don't know how to pronounce stuff. So once this loads up, and then top matte, and then I'll show you the difference, and it will be very different. You can also, like, if you want to see the material in the actual, like, person, you can go out and click on the person and then click this little teapot thing, and it will set the preview mesh to whatever it is. So top, and then opaque, opaque, I don't know. Once this loads up, so yeah, so these are all just your blueprint stuff for this stuff you plug in. Textures you just drag in from your content browser. So now that that's all done, now we're gonna go back to mesh and animation, and we're gonna go, and it's just the Remini character from that, and you see how much different it is now. It's for some reason they don't do a very good job with the eyebrows. I mean, not the eyebrows, the eyelashes. They're very dark and weird. But other than that, they're pretty good. And it's still compiling the shaders, so this is just random color right now, or the default color. But let's go straight into stuff like that. So I have two animations that I also downloaded from Mixamo. And so I just have this idle one. And then I'll show you how to do, like, what you would do for, like, running or sprinting and stuff like that too. But I'm just gonna cover walking and, like, idle to walking for this episode. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and straight into you want to go to animation, and then you want, so we're gonna be doing both animation blueprint and a blend space. So let's start with the blend space. So you want to select your skeleton of your character or whatever. I'm just in an empty level. I mean, it's up to you for whatever. I'm just going to do new blend space. I'm just going to name it that. So in a blend space, you have this, like, graph, and it's may be, like, super unfamiliar to you or whatever, but that's really kind of normal with whatever you're doing. So over here, you have this axis settings, which those are this and this none. And so we're just going to go ahead and name those, because those are going to come in handy in the later. So for the first one, we're going to go movement direction. Okay, Okay, and then for the bottom one, or, well, technically that's the vertical one, movement speed. Okay, so now that we have that, the minimum, we still want 0, but we're gonna up this to 600. And that's just speed. That doesn't really matter 100%. But this I'm gonna do negative 180 and positive 180. Okay, so now that we have these set, this is gonna be like when we're moving right. Well, this is gonna be backwards, and this is gonna be backwards, or this one forwards, I guess. I don't know. This is gonna be like walking forward, this top, like so. We're just gonna go ahead and put idle in. Idle would be these bottom ones because it's just you're not really moving. So we're just gonna go ahead and put you don't have any speed. You're in directions, but you have no speed. And then so walking, we're gonna put up here, and if you had like a walk right animation or something, you would put it like right here, and if you had a walk backwards right here and backwards right here, but I only have walking and stuff. So what it does is it's like as you speed up, you're gonna start walking like that. And so we're gonna go ahead and just save that, and then I'm gonna just put that right there. And then over in the project settings, we want to create an input. So these are going to be your inputs. We want forwards, backwards, and left, right. So I think I cover these in a different episode, but if I'm wrong, make sure to correct me in the comments. Words slash backwards, and then we just want W and S. W, and then S, and then for this just left, right, and then this would be A and space B. Okay, so and S is going to be inverted, so we're going to put negative, and then that one will be positive, or will be, I think it's A. I've ran into this mistake a lot. So now that we have that done, we can just close out of that, and we can just go into so let's create an animation blueprint now. Animation blueprint, because this is where we're going to apply our blend space, and then you just want to select your skeleton, and then let's just name this anim underscore BP. Okay, and then we want to go in here, and then when you come in here, you're going to be like, oh, what's this, what's this, what's this, what's this? But so first we just want to create a state machine, and this is how you combine multiple ones. Like you could just plug an idle as a result, but this is how you combine multiple different things. So technically we don't need this, because you would if you're doing like a death animation or something, but technically we just need this and then this, and then but we need a movement speed, so we need two variables, and we need it needs to be two floats. So movement direction, and then F2 movement speed. Okay, so and then these both need to be floats because it's going to be a number. Floats, it's any floating number. So movement speed, we're going to get that, we're going to plug it into there. And then movement directions, we're going to get that and plug it into there. So now that we have that, and then compile, So now it's playing the idle animation, but we want to go down into, I think I've already created one, if I'm correct. Yeah, so I created a character BP, but I haven't done any meshes or anything. So what you want to do if you have a character, you want to click mesh, and you want to come down here and you want to do your character. That is much bigger than I have wanted it to be, so we're just going to go ahead and just scale that down. Like there. That's the size of like a normal character. I don't know why it was so big. That is, you're gonna like be falling around a giant. So then for here, since it's an MD blueprint, you need a spring arm, and then you need a camera, and this is just like a spring arm. So it just basically just locks on with your character, and it will follow the character. So that's good. So we have the spring arm. I go over it in another episode too. So the capsule is just kind of like determines collision and when it runs into things and stuff like that. The character itself is really, that's just like the scene route type thing. Character movement is how you determine the speed and stuff. So see how its max walk speed is 600. That's why I upped it to 600 back in the blend space. But on the mesh, we need to go up here, and where it says anim class, we need to put our anim underscore BP. So now it's playing idle, as you see. And then over in the event graph, we need to put in input, or actually we just need to do forwards backwards. So we need these input axis events, and then left, right, okay, right here. Okay, so now that we have both of these, it's actually is pretty simple what we do. So you just drag out of it's really just, and then you just go add, move, mint input, and then you just plug this into here, and then since this is forwards backwards, it's going to be the X, and we just go 1. And then over here is you go just add, move, mint, input, and then you just want that, and then scale value, and then this one would be Y, and 1. So now that we have that, we should compile, save, and then if we actually, yeah, we need to go in here, this tutorial BP game mode. I already created it beforehand. I kind of expect you to know that, and I've already changed this default pawn class. That's where you'd go to change like what's gonna spawn and stuff. The rules of the game is in this, and this is where you do like waves or like scoring, stuff like that, like would be in here. And then you just want to go into world settings, and then game mode override, and then I have it tutorial, and whatever you named your game mode, and then save. Let's just new map, and then play. Okay, so something's not working right, and I'm not 100% sure what it is. So you move forward, that's what I know that, but it's not transitioning into it, and that's the problem. So movement speed, I think we need we need a function for that. So for the movement speed, we need to go into our animation blueprint, and then we need some functions. So functions are just like storing stuff. They just store what they just kind of like store things. They help your code be easier to read and stuff when you have to go in and fix bugs. movement speed. So we're just going to name it calculate movement speed, and then for this one we need two new, so calculate movement direction. We don't technically need the direction because we're not moving right and left, but movement speed, you just want to get a reference to your character, but we'll do that in a minute. Yeah, so we got to do this, and then what should we call our character? We'll just name it Joe. So and then you just want, what did I call it? Character BP. So that's my character. So you want to put that in here because we're going to need a reference to it. So what you want to do is you want to get a reference, get Joe. So Joe's awesome. Get velocity. I spelled that wrong. Velocity. So that's just going to get how fast it's moving. And then we want a vector length. Vector is just really just the XYZ. Vector length. And then return it with another, not Joe. We want movement speed, right? That's what we're doing right now. Calculate movement. Are we in movement speed? No, this is movement direction. So we're gonna go over to movement speed because that's gonna mess things up. As you see, you run into bugs a lot. Like things go wrong, things like that. Get velocity. Okay, I spelled it right that time. Vector length, and then you just want to return it with a movement speed, and you want to set it because that's going to set the movement speed. That's going to change the float number, so it's going to tell it that when that happens, it's going to change the movement speed to your character. So compile, save, and we'll just go ahead and do the movement direction too. So I'll show you kind of how to do it. This, you're also going to need a reference to Joe. We're going to need to get a reference, and then you're going to need two different ones. You want to get velocity, and then you need get actor rotation. So you need these both. So you need to drag off the execution pin, and then you need calculate direction. Okay. What did I do wrong? So we're not going to worry about this right now because I think you need another function in different places to get the things that you need. So that won't really matter because we're not doing like left or right or anything. So it's going to do that into the anim graph, which is going to calculate the movement speed. So now if we go in here and we click play, it should, if I'm correct, nope, it is not doing that. Okay. What am I doing wrong? Don't need that. Character. So we have an add movement input, and we have it on X and Y. So what is it not setting it right or something like that? As you see, you run into lots and lots of bugs. Yeah, I don't know what's exactly going on. I think it has to do with animation. Did I not, like, compile something? Animation BP. Oh, that's running. Let's go ahead and just, let's move this into state machine. Maybe that will work. So if you just drag off of here and you go state machine. Oh, maybe I didn't put the, no, I thought I put the animation stuff in. So off of this, you just double click this and you get this entry stuff. So you want a new state and you want to name it blend space for your blend space, and you just want to double click that, and you want to go in and you just want to drag out your, nope, not idle, blend space, and you want to just plug that into there, and then same thing as before, just get, and then get, and then movement speed, nope, movement direction. See, that could have caused some problems. We'll just go ahead and switch those so it doesn't look bad. And you want to make sure you are keeping your code nice and clean too. So now that we have that all, that should be set fine. Did I reference it right? It was character BP, right? Character. It would be BP, and you want an object reference. So yeah, it would be that. Pile, and okay, so we're getting the idle animation, but it's not moving into. Are we not getting enough input? Like, do I need to drag this down here? Are we not moving fast enough? Maybe we aren't. Okay. So as we gain velocity, we'll reach the walking. Okay, we'll try that. Nope. We're moving pretty fast. We're just not getting that walking. Skeleton, parent set. Extra scale. We don't need that. Target, highest weight. Metadata. So we have everything right. It should have worked. Movement speed 300. Set mapping, walking. It should have worked. Okay. So I'll cut out right here and I'll tell you when I figured it out. Okay, so I think I figured it out. So we need to go into the animation blueprint and we need to do some event graph stuff. So off of this, we need to get a reference to Joe, and then we need to pull off of this and go is valid, and then you want to, this is what I mean about Joe, so you want to plug in Joe, and then you need to is valid calculate movement direction, and then calculate movement speed. Actually, I think you need to do speed first. Calculate movement speed. So, yeah. And then target is going to be itself, and then you need to, actually, you don't need to do this. Yeah, it's going to be a little different. Sorry, my mind was on something else. So, yes, you would need to do this, but this would be for a death animation. And you would just do set dead, if dead. So, but you need to do event blueprint begin play, and then you need to do cast to character _BP, and then the object is going to be try and get pawn owner. So that's just going to be that. And then you need to set the marine. So, or I mean not the marine, set the Joe. Okay, so once you set Joe, you're gonna need to compile the blueprint, and then you need to, I think this should work. So that's gonna do the blend space and stuff. Okay, no, it did not work. So I'm not 100% sure on this. I thought I knew, but so make sure to like and subscribe, and I will try a little harder next time on getting the information right. I thought that I was doing it right, but I don't want the video to drag on for an hour or two. This is just a simple bug. I'll probably do a part 2 to this after I figured it out. So yeah, so please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe with and make sure to do the commenting thing with any information that you might have of if I'm doing something wrong, or if I'm if you have anything that, because I'm open, I make mistakes, I'm not perfect, so I'm just gonna click save, and yeah, so see ya in the next episode. Bye.